Hey everyone, my name is Robin Graves, and this is the World According to Graves. Your favorite show that nobody ever watches. Anyway, yeah, this is on. Uh, I had this big thing done about homeless problems in Los Angeles and San Francisco, and well, something happened this week. The debates. I watched them. I'm being set upon by a cat here. She won't leave me alone. She thinks I've got to pet her all the time. Very friendly little thing. But the debates happen. So I sat down and watched the debates. I do so love a great comedy. Uh, really interesting things you find out watching this mess. Other than the fact that it's a shit show, and I think they're all thoroughly insane. Uh, Go away, please. The Dems are now split between the radicals and the moderates. It's more like Warren and Sanders versus Marianne Williamson. Commies versus a New Age Twinkie and her crystals and her incense and her auras. Yeah, I'm multitasking here. It's really interesting to watch this mess, because you're seeing base humanity at its basest. You got moderates, you got the radicals, you got the ones who are being people are paying attention to, and ones that nobody knows that exist. There's a lot of them that aren't going to be making it. They've got too many out there. Here's the thing: they could very easily do president for the day and never run out of people to put in for the day. Please go away, leave. The whole thing with all the arguing and screaming that was going on. Here, you want attention? Hi, this is Ned's. Yes, Ned's, the Nidiot. Very friendly cat, not too bright. The whole thing with it. Please go away. Please go. You're ruining my show, kitty cat. Sorry about that, folks. The thing is the debates with all the yelling that went on. It became the debate two, fight night, is what it pretty much turned into. It became a comedy, and like a good comedy, I laughed. It was laughable. My God, the debates so far have assured which of the candidates are insane and which are very insane. The very insane have their hands on the controls at the moment. I'm talking about the ones that take talking monster change in the United States. If you guys ever, and this thing will never close. I can't do a decent show without this happening. There, it's closed. It's gotten to the point where you have you have Warren and Sanders. They did all they could to sound insane and get the most attention. Buttigieg, butt plug, butt juice, whatever his name is, uh, he even decided to go on a diatribe that if you don't vote for the left, if you don't approve of their policies, if you don't approve of what they're doing and what they propose to do, you're going to hell. It was the damnedest thing I ever saw. I was rolling in the floor in tears, laughing. I couldn't believe it that this was going on. They're allowing this. This is the same debate where the national anthem was sang by some church, and it was the most painful thing. I went to a Lincoln Park concert once, and I thought that was painful. Holy shit! This I cannot describe how discordant this crap sounded like. It sounded like cats being ran over by a steamroller. It was that bad. And then they had to tell the candidates, please stand. Please remain standing. Please remain standing. Don't take a knee, during the national anthem. Please stand. This is bad. We've got to remind a candidate to stand during the national anthem. These are the people that are working for America. For you. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Next page. Get this one out of my way because it's... Notes here. I gotta write liner notes. I can't remember all of this at one time because I've got so much I've got to say here. You know, Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, they're the radical wing of this whole mess. Okay, they're the ones who are pushing for the radical change. Now the moderate wing, or wing nuts, honestly, from what I've seen, none of them are all upstairs. I don't know how they ever got voted into office to begin with, other than a bunch of mentally challenged individuals decided to go have a heyday at the voting booths. That's the only explanation I can think of. Uh, the moderates outnumber the radicals, though. I do have to say that, from what I've seen. Uh, Amy Hottentot, or whatever her name was, Tim Ryan, John Delaney. Well, he's kind of a nutcase. He's a nutcase anyway. But at least he's moderate about it. He's not trying to push, socialism. Excuse me, must cough. Oh golly, I was outside all morning doing research, taking these notes and everything, and allergies and everything. I've got to change my allergy meds. Steve Bullock from Montana. Did you know that Steve Bullock was on there? People were Googling him all over Montana. He got so many hits from people in Montana Googling him to find out about him. It's like he's the governor of Montana, and nobody knew. Montana did not know they had a governor. That in itself tells you all you need to know about this guy. He's not going to go very far. I expect to see him drop out very soon. When your own state don't even know who you are, what makes you think anybody else will? This guy's probably got the charisma of a rock. What I've seen there of him, yeah. I think the rock in my front yard right now, that's over by the driveway, the one that I kicked out of the driveway for some reason yesterday, probably has more charisma than Bullock does. God, I don't make this shit up. This is actually going on. This is actually what's going on. Let me get a drink here, a little bit of sippage here. No, Mike, I didn't get a new movie, so I can't do one for you today. I got some important things I want to get on later. That's why I'm not doing the movie. I need time. Oh my God. One thing I noticed was the articles were asked about their policies. They couldn't come up with an answer behind them. They couldn't describe how they're going to do this. They're talking about, well, we're going to pay for college educations. We're going to forgive everybody. We're going to pay off all the student loans that are delinquent. We're going to do Medicare for all. This is right, that's right. Scratching my nose is a right. All of this shit. But they can't tell you how to pay for it. Right now, Elizabeth Warren is all for paying reparations. She is saying it's not unreasonable to save $500 billion. Where's this money going to come from? Are they going to do like Bernie Sanders suggests and raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, then tax you at 50% where you're making only $750? Are businesses going to be able to afford that? The thing is, you have a business, you got all the money in the world. I have my own business. I have $140 to my name right now, and that's already earmarked for things. So just because you own a business doesn't mean that you have all the money in the world to pay this higher taxes and pay what employees you do have. I'm the only employee of my business. Okay. I'm not going to lie about that. I have no employees. Can't afford to. Nobody wants to work for free. Or for the low amount that I'm able to pay somebody, literally change out of my pocket. But they got this idea because you own a business, you make all the money in the world, they're going to tax the dog shit out of you, and that you can pay these people $15 an hour so they can have the dog shit taxed out of them. Keynesian mathematics does not work. These people have no clue of the economy and how economics work. They think that because you own a business, you can pay everybody, $100 an hour because you can afford it. They have no concept of what it really takes to run a business. And every time Warren and Sanders opens their mouth, they show it. And like I said, the one thing I noticed about the radicals were asked, they couldn't defend their policies, couldn't explain them. You know, uh, they all have these big grand plans, for the future, and no way of getting there. It's like saying, "Yeah, I'm going to France." How are you getting there? I don't know. Have you thought about it? No, but I'm going to France. Do you have the money? No. Do you have any plans of how to pay for it, how to get there, how you're going? No, but I'm going. That's Bernie Sanders. That's Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren for you. Okay, that's the exact crap they're talking about. Let's have these big grand plans and Medicaid for all and free education and the government's going to pay for this and the government's going to pay for that. How? How will they pay for it? The government can't. The government right now is broke. We are so far in debt, it's not funny. And they're blaming Trump for us being in debt. The deaths are incurring right now are things that happened on the last administration. And their bullshit that they're wanting to be done. And, guys, look, another cat, the asshole. But, nobody knows or has any real plans of doing this. They're just in there making promises. And these promises are typical political promises. Politicians will promise you the moon and give you a glass of water. That's it. I've known no politicians that ever kept their promises. They will tell you they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do the other. No, they're not. No, they're not. And I'll tell you why. That's not how the government works. The only way that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren will ever get anything done is if they get a majority in the Senate and in Congress. A majority of socialists. Well, they got it in the Senate now. Congress, they're going to be fighting for. But the only way they're going to get anything done is to get some more clueless, I don't know anything socialists, like, well, for example, donkey chompers in Congress. So, take a political promise with a grain of salt. All of you out there that think, oh, we're going to get Bernie Sanders, we're going to get free shit. Really? Wait. Boy, you're going to be disappointed. The main problem with these candidates is with socialism. As with socialism, is the ideas are hammered into you. They want to hammer their philosophies, their ideology into your head. They want to make you think that's the only way that things can be done, that the world is so bad that they're the only ones who can fix it. Well, they've had all this opportunity. The left has had all these years to fix things, even when they were in power. Did anything ever get fixed? Did anything any politician did while in power ever get fixed? Very few times. And the way these people are talking, their grand plans, it'll never happen. We can't afford it. This country can't afford it. The people can't afford it. There are people, yes, a lot of us are working now. There are more jobs now than there's been in decades. More people working than there have been in decades. There are jobs right now. So many jobs out there. There are more jobs than there are people working. It's the first time it's happened in a long time. Yes, that's going on. But is there enough money for these people to do what they want to do, what they say that needs to be done? No, there's not. Elizabeth Warren was actually asked if she's a socialist. She flat out hemmed and hawed around it and said in not so many words, yes. She actually said that she's just like Bernie Sanders. And I got news for you, for you, Warren. I lived in Oklahoma, and you're from Oklahoma. Most of the women I met in Oklahoma are batshit insane, and you're no different. So, you want to sit there and ride Bernie's coattails and do the usual thing. Somebody comes with an idea, you think is going to get votes, you're going to go and ride that idea also. I've seen a lot of you people in the debates doing that. I've watched every debate. I've laughed every time. I consider you guys to be a Mel Brooks comedy. Plain and simple. Good God. The thing is, Elizabeth, between Warren and Sanders, they're so stuck together, and they don't understand that an election is like it's like the movie Highlander. There could be only one. Excuse me, allergy still. And if you guys watch, Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, one of the two, will stab the other one in the back soon. They're going to have to, because they're both not going to make it. I don't think either one will make it. I'll explain that in a few minutes. You know, God, you know, uh, the thing is these lefties are trying to hammer their ideas into your head. They're hammering them into your head, making you think that's it, or they play on your emotions. God, you know, Marianne Williamson is being smart. I kind of admire her in a way for this. She's not making any promises. She's not going with the let's make promises type of campaign. She's using religious idealism. That's why I call it religious idealism. It's the same thing Obama did. He sat there, yes, he made some promises, but the people around him made you believe that he was going to change the soul of America. He was going to change everybody's ideologies, everybody's worst fears and their bad habits and their prejudices. He's going to force those away. He's going to unite everybody. And that's what Marianne Williamson is starting to do. I've noticed that she's not sitting there making promises about free education or free medical or the government's going to pay you not to work if you don't want a job. She's not sitting there talking about taxing the rich to death. She's doing a spiritual appeal to the American populace, and I admire her for this. This is what got Obama elected. Well, that and the Republican Party put up somebody who couldn't win. So everybody voted for Obama. I didn't, but I mean that's what everybody's. That's how Obama got elected. Is his spiritual appeal about things. He ran philosophically. He didn't go and make all these promises. That's what Marianne Williamson is doing. Trump never made any policy appeals in his campaign. Like the radicals are. He made a spiritual appeal. He wanted to make America great again, go back to the basics, things that made America what it is. He wanted all Americans looking the same direction and walking towards that destination, whatever that destination was. And, he gave a vague concept. He made no promises. And that's something that kind of concerned me. That was my main criticism of him. He made no promises. He didn't talk about his plans for anything, really. His whole thing was a spiritual appeal to unite Americans and have us walk towards the destination, look forward, always look the same direction and walk the same direction toward a common goal, even though he never said what that goal was. But the spiritual appeal he did is what got him elected. I do believe he's done a lot for this country. Look, our economy is better than it's been in a very long time. People are making more money now than they have in a very long time. There are more jobs, more economic opportunities now than there has been in a very long time. The people I talk to keep calling him an idiot. I don't understand where you're getting off calling him an idiot. The man is far from an idiot. Yes, he's very coarse. Yes, he says what's on his mind. I respect that. I don't respect this whole, let's beat around the bush. I like the direct approach. You can sit there and beat around the bush and slowly get things done. Or you can be very direct and get it done now. People are calling him an idiot and talking about how bad the country is now because of him. Where is this country bad because of him? As a person, personally, I don't like him. I don't think I would even like him as a person. But I think he's done pretty good as a president. You know, I don't like his. I just have this total mistrust of anybody who's very, very, very wealthy. But I'm not a socialist about it. You know, I've known very well people who are very well. I was very well off once. That doesn't mean that I'm all for corporate America and us being ran by corporations. I believe that business should be a business, the government should be government. There should not be an intermixing of two. You know, I told you my opinion of the Mueller report and what they found out. Now they're saying, well, we want to see tax records for the past 6 years. Why don't you guys show yours? Why don't you show your tax records? You know, I also believe in term limits. You can't wait. If he wins, you can't wait till he's out of office. Honestly, I believe that Pelosi should have been in office a long time ago. Pelosi, Schumer, Biden. You know, Biden's been in office, 44 years? You know, Pelosi's, 32? Schumer, 38? They've been in office all those years. And they want to blame a president that's been in barely 3 years for all the problems in the country. Well, we had problems before him. Long before him. Well, these people were in office. What did they do about them? Nothing. But of course, they got somebody to point a finger at now. So why should they worry about it? You know, during the debates, the only person that was, talking a spiritual appeal was Marianne Williamson. Now, she has to be, I have to commend her. Everyone else was either lackluster or they have this unobtainable vision that will either fail, they'll never get it done, or it's going to break the country. Either way, it's going to be laughed at by people who have an adult mentality. I know a lot of people are right now laughing at Bernie Sanders. They've been laughing for years at Bernie Sanders. Elizabeth Warren, Little Miss Pocahontas, which is pulling the whole Indian thing. I was laughing when she got found out she wasn't. She said that's being swept under the carpet. I'm still laughing, bitch. I'm still laughing. And a lot of other people are too. So Elizabeth Warren, nope, ain't gonna happen. Williamson wasn't talking about taxing the rich, Medicare for all or raising the minimum wage. She was talking about changing the American soul, just like Obama, just like those around Obama. That's why at this point of the game, I believe she will probably get the nomination unless Warren and Sanders stay in. Then my prediction is Biden will be the nominee. If Sanders and Warren don't stab each other in the back, which is going to happen, mark my words, one of the two will stab the other in the back. That's the way politics is. If that happens, Williamson, she's going to be the candidate. If it doesn't happen, Biden will be. Either way, let me think about this I'm through thinking. Trump's going to win in 2020. Because one, Biden has proven his idiocy over and over again. He's a career politician. A lot of things he's done in the past is going to come back up to haunt him. His little sniffing kids, groping little kids, little girls, that's going to come out to haunt him. Williamson, she's what a friend of mine calls a white light Twinkie. Little Miss Wiccan. Little Miss, let's consult our crystals. Let's burn our incense. Let's talk about auras. Somebody's got a bad aura, so I don't like them anymore. She's got this kookiness to her that makes you like her, but you start looking a little deeper, start thinking about it. She's not going to go very far. She won't win the 2020 election. So my prediction is either her or Biden, one of the two, will make it as a candidate. Either one, it doesn't matter. They're going to lose. They're not going to make it. So mark my words. So, anyway, guys and dolls, I'm doing a new thing called My Opinion. And I just want to say, let me get this straight. The Democrats want to win back the vote of the working class, men and women, by promising to take away our tax cuts, tax us more, open our borders, give reparations to people my forefathers never bothered, never harmed, and yours neither. And they want you to pay taxes. They want to use your tax money, tax you to death to do this, to give reparations to people who were never slaves. Yeah, okay. Uh, they want to pay off college loans of kids with our tax money who look down on me and most white men out there. Actually, white people in general who want to look down at us and call us white privileged. They want to go. They want to give superior rights to gays, blacks, Hispanics, feminists, and people of color, while taking away the rights of straight white people. They want to they want to turn all young males into effeminate pansies. They want to turn our kids into soy boys. Turn our women and our little girls into feminists. They want to silence anyone who has a differing opinion than they do, and call them racist. This is what they're wanting. This is what's going on. And yes, I've got all of this written down. I wanted to make sure that it all gets said. They want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, then taxes at 50% because we are making too much money. America doesn't have a tax problem, folks. America has a spending problem. We can subsist very well on the taxes that exist if we didn't spend every penny that we got. If this country didn't blow every dollar. If there's a dollar to be spent, every politician out there is going to be spending $2. That's the problem with this country. It's not our tax code. It's not how little taxes we're paying. It's how much our government is spending on non-essentials. Chuck Schumer has been in office for 38 years. Nancy Pelosi has been in office for 32 years. Maxine Waters has been in office for 28 years. Remember these numbers. Joe Biden has been in office for 44 years. Doing some math, these people have been in office together. They have been in office together for 142 years. And they want to point fingers at a president who's been in office barely 3. I get it. I really do. I get it. They're like Elijah Cummings. Let's screw up everything. Let's pocket every penny we can. Let's do nothing and point fingers at somebody else. It's typical of what a 5-year-old would do. It's not my fault. They made me do it. It's their fault. What about them? Why are you getting on to me? This is the typical tactic they're doing. This is a typical Democrat tactic. Nancy Pelosi talked about several tactics that Democrats use about a year ago. In fact, if you guys are longtime watchers, you'll remember the video I did talking about the Democrat tactics that are being used. Mentioned something offhanded in front of a reporter. He runs with it. The person you said it about denies it. Then the Democrat says, but it's all over the news. Why is it? How do you know it's not true? It's all over the news. It must be true. That and deflect from themselves. Point at fingers at everybody else. Like I said, on social media the other day, Democrats are bullies and liars. Republicans will cave at every instance. It's time that we looked at everybody on both sides and cleaned house. We need term limits. 2 terms in every office. If you can't get anything done in 2 terms, get out, get somebody else in there who will. No more career politicians. Politics is not meant to be a career. Politics is service to the American people. It's not a way to get rich. At $182,000 a year for Congress, how do they make millions? How do they make millions? Think about it, folks. That's it for today. I ran a little bit over. I try to keep these under 30 minutes. I don't want to bore anybody. But I had a lot I wanted to say today. I hope you guys, I hope you guys hit, click like and subscribe. It does wonders for the algorithm. It really does. It does my channel wonders. Next time I'm on, we're going to get in a little bit deeper into a few things. I'm going to try to make a move away from strictly politics back to what this originally was. And we're going to be talking about some kind of things that concern a lot of people, me and a lot of people. I've done a lot of talking to people. I've actually talked to, because of a matter that happened this past, this past Sunday night, I believe, Monday, whatever it was, Tuesday. Excuse me, it was Tuesday. I have a hard time, so I do so much. I have so much going on. This happened Tuesday. I actually got to talk to a contact of mine in the FBI and GBI, and a very forthcoming Cobb County police officer, Officer Batzinger. Thank you. If you watch this, like you said you would, thank you for your information, sir. You take care of yourself out there. You got a job I could never do. But there's some things out there that are going on that I need to talk about. They're concerning people. And we're going to be hitting on some of that for the next few weeks. Unless something interesting happens. But we're going to be, I'm going to touch some other things. I don't want to bore you guys too much. You guys, excuse me, folks. My blood pressure is exceedingly low today, so I'm kind of a little loopy and everything. But you guys, I want you to think for yourselves while you still can. And be good to one another. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Goodbye.